Yes.
Oh yeah, let me do not disturb this.
Hey, that's all that matters. I keep trying to tell y'all.
Man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, every game, every era, every fan. You are
Yeah.
listening to Squad Sportcast. Four brothers, one mic, all sports. We
Hey,
are actually gathered today. We have the full crew here today.
we in the
My
building.
name's Nick. We got Mike in the house. He actually returning back from his recent crash out about Mike McCarthy being the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got Jordan, residential Philly fan, and we are joined by the magic of
Oh my
Mr.
God.
Marv himself, the New
Oh
York
man.
Giants enthusiast who actually has
Yeah.
something to be proud about.
Die hard. Die hard. Go Big Blue. Yes,
All
sir.
right. We like to thank you all for your likes, your views, and your subscriptions to help make our last episode a recent success. We
Thank
are
you.
on the road to 100 subscribers. So if
Yes,
you already
sir.
subscribed, reach out to somebody else, get them to like, share, and subscribe the video here. We got plenty of episodes to go, plenty of news to give to y'all, and a lot of debates.
Yes, sir.
The voting has ended for our last episode's Crash King.
Oh,
Shockingly, the
huh.
winner of last episode's Crash King is Jordan. He got
Hey.
outvoted. He is the
What?
Crash King for last episode.
Let's
I
go.
Oh
know.
my gracious.
I
Let's go.
swore. I swore it was me. It is not me.
Let's
It's
go.
you, buddy. You
Wow.
gotta have to own that.
Who knew?
Hey,
Who knew?
hey, a
Like
couple
I
people
said,
make me mad. I can't blame it. Can't blame it.
like I said, make sure that you guys are voting in the following post that's going to drop later on either tonight or it's going to drop tomorrow.
Yes,
Make sure
sir.
you guys vote for who y'all think the Crash King for this episode is going to be.
Yes, sir.
All right. We're going to announce it in the Thursday's episode. Also, like to thank Rebel Ride for stopping by on the last episode, giving his shares and takes as well. Pretty chill guy. Y'all go hit him up on Instagram. So damn Rebel.
Follow that man.
Hey, let's get into it. We got breaking news from the NBA. As of right now, James Harden is
Yeah.
being traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Darius Garland and a second round pick. Just been confirmed through ESPN. I need to know, what is the squad's take on this?
You
All
want to
right.
go?
So I was the one that gave it to the chat. So my only question is, who wants to get traded to Cleveland? With Braun not being there, who wants to get traded to Cleveland? I'm trying to figure this out. Like, I mean, I understand the premise of it all.
Well,
James Harden wanted a 2-year, $80 million deal.
right.
And the Clippers, even though they're riddled with money because their owner, he wanted to be stingy and not give it to him. So Harden, I guess, said, okay, I'm gonna go to Akron. I'm gonna get that money. I'm a I'm a ball out for those 2 years, and then I'm going. I mean, like to Cleveland though, to Cleveland though, like we knew something was going to happen. We knew, like, James Harden likes to stay somewhere every 1 to 2 years and then go. That's his MO. Like, that's why him and Kawhi work together, because they don't like staying in the same place at one time a lot. But Kawhi's never in the same place. But that's neither here or there, nor there. But I digress. Um, can I go over like what the specs look like as far as Cleveland goes? Because nothing really changed besides James Harden and Darius Garland. You got two lefties in the backcourt, and it looks pretty lethal because I don't think we've had a backcourt with two left-handed ballers. I guess proverbial pause, whatever. Two left-handed guards in a while. The
Okay.
last big, I guess, shall I say, important guard was Ginobili from the Spurs, but
Yeah,
you
that's
have
right.
two selfish guards in a sense because Donovan Mitchell is a volume scorer. James Harden, not necessarily back in the day, yeah, but
Right.
I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they could make some noise, probably second round, max, maybe finals if a team falls by the wayside, which I doubt will happen, but it's the East, so or the least in this case. They took that from the NFC East. This is the least their conference. We'll, we'll see what happens, but I want to see what y'all got because I'm still trying to figure out. Somebody please help me answer this. Who wants to get traded to Cleveland and why?
Can I
So
can I
go,
answer?
go ahead, go ahead.
The answer is nobody. Nobody.
Keith Sweat.
Nobody wakes up. Nobody wakes up and says, I want to wake up and be a Cleveland Cavalier. No one has wanted to be a Cleveland Cavalier, honestly, since return of LeBron James, Kyrie, that era. So
Yeah.
it's not like the market is some ginormous powerhouse of we make championships and we put out greatness. And then that's no offense to those guys now, because if we being honest, last year Cleveland was cooking. The lineup of having my man Spider, then Darius Garland, then you had was it Jared Allen that was over there?
Yes.
So that combination itself was a money draw, but as they broke that apart, what's left? Like, 'cause if I'm gonna be honest with you, James Harden to me is the bitter broke up baby mama who's never satisfied being no matter where he is. Everywhere he goes, there's something wrong with wherever he's at and he finds some issue to decide to want to leave. Like, what was the purpose of getting out of the Clippers? Was that
Yeah.
not a situation for him that works out? You get good weather.
You get a whole new stadium. You get a whole new playpen to yourself. Since you're a big baby, you get a playpen.
I mean, my thing is, to me, I'm not sure what outside of maybe saving some dough, what this
He
does
got a lot of it
for
already.
I'm confused as to what the purpose of him being in Cleveland is going to be. And I think this will be beneficial for the Clippers. Darius Garland was already a superstar, and I think his star is about to go even crazier. But yeah, you ask me, it almost seems like somebody got fleeced.
Yep.
So I'm gonna jump in on this. These are wild takes. First off, let me tell you why these are wild takes. Cleveland Cavaliers last year was a playoff team and was honestly, I think, a few baskets away from actually being part of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay.
Second, when you look at going from the West Coast to the East Coast, as you mentioned, if it's the least coast, wouldn't he have more opportunity playing on that side so that he can actually make a finals? He doesn't have a championship. Again, I've
Right.
said that James Harden is the Josh Allen of the NBA, right? So I agree
Ooh.
that he's elitely talented, elite talent, but he's not an elite player. He can elevate to an elite player, though, if he takes this Cavaliers team to the championship and wins the championship. Here's the interesting part about it. You replace the volume score with the volume score. But if you look at the connection between Garland and Donovan Mitchell, they didn't have a connection. The entire time, they didn't have a connection. They didn't play off well off of each other, actually, at all. The interesting thing about it is that you can actually make uh, when they were running it with Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, you couldn't figure out who was supposed to be the one. Now the one guard is definitely Harden. Harden
Yeah.
actually had a season where he, if I'm not mistaken, he led the league in assists or was really close to leading the league in assists. His MVP season. He's only a few years removed from the MVP season. Also, I think he spreads out the floor. He's not known for his defense, but Donovan Mitchell's actually pretty stout on the defense out there on the wing. Harden is not
Yeah.
a defender, but Harden spreads out the floor. You now have to defend the full 94 feet, right? 100 feet, whatever it is. I think it's 94 feet. You have to defend all of
Mhm.
that because Harden can pull up from 30. Here's another thing about it. Harden is, I think, an 11-time All-Star. He can drive to the paint. He can post up. He can slash to the basket. He has the assist. Now, if we look at the how the East is comprised, when you look at teams like the Knicks, for example, they're running with a smaller one guard in Jalen Brunson, right? Now the matchup there against the Knicks,
I'd actually favor the Cavaliers, to be honest with you. Now, don't get me wrong, the Knicks have more depth, and I'm not diminishing the depth at all. But to get James Harden for Darius Garland in the second round pick, I wouldn't say that the fleece is on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I would say that the fleece is on the Clippers. And another thing that you mentioned, but I think you took it the wrong way, is that maybe it's a money grab. He went from a place where he's paying 40% state tax from hitting the luxury threshold and paying the level of taxes that they pay in California to now being in Cleveland, where this is significantly diminished opportunity there. Another thing about being in Cleveland, which a lot of people undersell, is if he's not trying to be in the limelight, right, and hang out with the celebrities and go to the Grammys and go to the award shows and all the things. If he's trying to focus on playing ball, Cleveland is actually a fantastic place for him because there's nothing to do there. So now he can't be distracted. All he has to do is just
Still
comb his
big little
beard,
baby, so
right?
that might be a
And
thing.
then play basketball. That's what we got to do. Comb his beard and play basketball. Make sure he doesn't get a haircut, and he's good to go, right?
He's good for that.
Another thing about playing out there is that he has a huge opportunity to elevate superstardom, right? So he played, for
Right.
example, with Kawhi Leonard, right? And he
Right.
wasn't the bigger star between him and Kawhi. Kawhi was the bigger star, even though James Harden had the better resume, right? And then you look at when he was playing for Houston. He was the biggest star in Houston until Chris Paul was there. Then he had a problem with Chris Paul, right? He's had a problem everywhere he's gone, primarily because he wanted to be the biggest star. Now, here's the thing. Donovan Mitchell is a bona fide stud, absolute elite talent as a player. Doesn't mean
Let's
he's an
go
elite
back.
player because, again, he hasn't won a title, right? So I'm not going to change up on that. But he's an elite talent as a player. But here's the thing about Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell has been the number two scoring option in other offenses before. He doesn't have a problem necessarily being backup there. And neither does James Harden. James Harden in his career historically was playing a lot like Kobe and was a ball hog. And then he changed it up when he went to Houston, right? When he went to the Clippers, he was actually more of a distributor. So what I say is I think it's actually a huge win for the Cavaliers to get this trade to get James Harden with the type of team that they're running, type of setup that they have, and the competition level that's in the East.
I'm willing to concede to you on those few points, but one. Those things would be super relevant if James Harden was still the guy that you mentioned. Because don't get me confused. When you run through his resume, you are correct. James Harden has arguably been one of the best. I'll even go as far as to agree with your point that him and Josh Allen may be mirror images of each other in their selected fits. That being said, the thing that we've always given Josh Allen a hard time about is showing up when it matters the most. And ain't it just funny that James Harden seems to have the same issue, being the guy who needs to be the guy when it's crunch time.
Exactly.
And do we know which James Harden we're going to get? Because don't get me wrong, yo, we get Houston James Harden. Hey, they take the East. And that's a bold statement considering how the East is starting to shape up and genuinely become an equivalent powerhouse. Now, granted, let's call it spade a spade. The West has been the wild, wild West for a very long time. The Western Conference is full of dominant powerhouses who are all maybe one or two pieces away from being full-fledged, what should I use the word?
Yes.
Full-fledged legacy teams, full-fledged like franchises. I'm talking the great Golden States, the Spurs, all those guys. The East hasn't been that in a very long time. So to your point, he definitely gives Cleveland the opportunity to vie for that. But that's if he gives them legendary J13 James Harden. Now, if he goes out there, man, and gives us
Uno.
that
Next Harden.
I was trying not to say it, but you said it, so
Nah,
I said it too.
nah. Call a spade a spade.
Brooklyn
Remember?
Nets Harden.
Oh,
My God.
Gladbach Harden.
Wait,
Big body
time out.
Harden.
Here's the thing though. Nets Harden was still averaging 23 points a game. If you go and check, Darius Garland was probably averaging, if I'm not mistaken, probably about 18 points a game. So if James Harden can up the scoring ante from 18 points a game, I don't even think he was at 18. I think it was at like 17. But let's just say 18 points a game, and can up it because he's now playing as a two-man, almost a two-man band there, and up it to, let's say, 27 points a game, which is not crazy for Harden. He's a volume scorer anyway. That elevates the entire team, to your point. So it's not that we need old MVP Harden. I'm not saying that he's on his MVP level. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the Cavaliers, as currently constructed, don't need MVP level Harden. They don't need a captain save them. That's not what they're looking for. What they need is for somebody to elevate their scoring threshold and also make it so somebody has to defend 94 feet so that they can wear teams down. They need to maximize their level of possessions and not they don't this is not a rebounding move. This is not a Russell Westbrook type of move. You know what I mean? This is not a hey,
Oh,
I'm focusing on defensive efficiency, because clearly you're not focusing on that. But you
yeah.
got to also look at this. Darius Garland, from a free throws perspective, had a less shooting percentage than Harden has had this year, and historically speaking, from shooting free throws. They need that during clutch time because they're going to get in foul trouble. Their only big really out there is Jared Allen. I think they got a Coro as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
But they're not known for their front court. They're known for their back court. So with their back court, if you can spread the floor, wear teams down, and again, look at the East. Look at their competition that they're playing in the East. The teams that they're constructed to go against for the East would be, it's not the Bucks, because they're about to trade Giannis, so clearly it's not the Bucks, right? It's the Pistons.
The
You're
Bucks
you're
stopped
not actually
building.
concerned about the Pistons. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to diminish the Pistons. Cade Cunningham has been fantastic, but they match up really well
Sir.
against them, adding a James Harden. Then you have the Miami Heat. I would favor the Cleveland Cavaliers over the Miami Heat in that instance. So now your real competition that you're looking at is the Knicks and the Celtics without Jason Tatum. To
Yeah,
be honest with you, they should be making the Eastern Conference Finals with this move, and they haven't made the Eastern Conference Finals since, if I'm not mistaken, since LeBron. Um,
Woo.
so if that's the case, that elevates the entire team as a whole, adding this one player. And the scoring differentiation, as I said, is about 8 points. But that 8 points in clutch time is free throws. We know, if nothing else, James Harden gets to the line and he makes his free throws. You know who doesn't? Darius Garland. So I think it was actually a win.
I ain't mad at it. Hey, the numbers actually do work in your favor. They say right now Darius Garland is averaging 18 per game this season, while James Harden is bringing home 25.4.
So I'm
So
not. So wait a
kudos to
second. You
you,
mean to tell
brother.
me I was actually accurate with the math?
Kudos to
Watch
you,
out!
brother.
Watch
Hey,
out!
you
Yeah.
know I'm stat guy out here. I just like running the numbers. But hey, the numbers say that you may be 1000% correct. I just say I oftentimes don't like to live in delusion. Because let's be real, a lot of us Western Conference guys are very delusional. Hint, hint, Mr. Lakers and the camera down there.
Hey,
But
look.
For
the
real.
Oh,
one thing I gotta
okay.
say, if James Harden is at least just a glimpse of what he's been historically, then you might be right, and this might be the fleece the other way around. But we gotta see how this goes, man. You know?
All right. Here's my whole thing.
Okay.
I I understand the continuity, the synergy of everything that you guys are saying. Understand the offensive implications of everything. We fully understand. No one is saying this man James Harden is coming to be a defensive threat at all. He's going to provide some level of a defense, but he ain't no lockdown defender. We are all conceding that,
Yeah,
right?
very true.
Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, I want y'all to understand. Y'all do know the man has only made a conference finals 3 times. 3 times. So keep that in mind. Out of all the playoffs he's done from 2010 to 2025, because this year ain't counted, he's made the conference finals 3 times. So
Mm.
all of them, keep in mind, in the Western Conference. So slight nod to the Western Conference because they were a juggernaut back then. So keep in mind, this is what we have. 2010, first round exit. 2011, conference finals. 2012, NBA finals, but they lost. 13 with the Rockets, first round exit. Rockets. In 2014, first round exit. Rockets. 2015, conference semis. 16, conference semis. 17, conference semis. 18, conference finals. And never saw it again since 2018. So let's calm down on the James Harden might actually take him to the finals since LeBron, because we're putting a little too much on it. Now, can he elevate the team to make the conference finals? Absolutely. I do believe, like we said, offense efficiency, he can do it. However, this man has a track record of disappearing just like Josh Allen. We are not doing this. We are not doing this.
That's all I'm here for. Y'all can mic me now. I can leave. I ain't even got to say nothing else. Those are my 2 cents. You know, that's all.
We are not doing this. Like I said, we have to be very fair about this. If Harden had it's a thing with Harden. Just like we said, Anthony Davis is allergic to wood. It looks like James Harden is allergic to finals because the man can't get there. I'm just keeping a spade. I'm keeping it a buck. That's how I'm keeping it. At the end of the day, like I said, the man can't get there. Now, and he's played with arguably better teams than he's been with this team he's joining now. Correct?
And see, and that's the part that I think that's interesting. Like, let's really sit down and look at the teams that have been around James Harden. James Harden had a Kevin Durant.
And a Russell Westbrook.
And a Russell Westbrook. And a Serge Ibaka. And a Steven Adams. Then caught Kevin Durant again. Oh, my bad. 2 times. Ran it back twice with a Kevin Durant. And that's not even counting the rest of the makeup of the Rockets at that point in time.
Chris Paul, too.
Dog.
In his prime.
Chris Paul.
In his prime.
Chris Paul.
Kyrie Irving.
At what point,
Kawhi Leonard.
At what point are we going to sit down and be like, is he really as great as we feel like he is? Or is there a case to be made that maybe James Harden has been the problem?
No. There's no case to be made. We saw this on the NFL level with Josh Allen. And Mike said it best. If we talk about it all the time, and you have to be the person to do what it do, and you always got to play hero ball, regardless of your roster, and you always got to play hero ball, or else you're going to lose. Here's your hot take again. At the end of the day, James Harden is a problem. Again, he's a problem. Because how many titles has he got? He ain't got no titles. How many times has he been to the finals? 3. How many first round exits does the man have? Hold on, just count it.
He's been to the conference finals 3 times, and he's been to the finals once. That's his saving grace, that he's actually made it to the finals. Josh Allen hasn't.
If I'm
First of all, his finals appearance wasn't because of his performance, though. It was because of Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook.
But
because
James Harden actually was on the bench. He was a 6th man, and it was his playmaking ability when they were going through their rough spells that kept them afloat. If we're gonna keep it a being censored,
keep it a censored.
We gotta do that. I mean, I'm not a James Harden advocate.
I'm gonna let you finish
for it, but I'm not a James Harden advocate. But I will.
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish, and that's all cute. But at the end of the day, it was the same problem in the NBA Finals that got LeBron his first NBA championship. When the chips was down and you needed to put up and shut up, that man's mouth was quiet and duct taped. So I don't want to hear at the end of the day anything else about him, because KD showed up, Russell Westbrook showed up, Serge Ibaka showed up, because you could only do so much against Miami Big 3.
I mean, shucks, is that back when they had Cephalosha too?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
no,
left.
sir.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So,
You had the
again,
whole roster.
They even
we
had Derek Fisher.
the analysts
Yeah,
talked about it back
come on,
then.
man.
They just needed the man to show up.
Come
And
on,
at
man.
the end of the day, I don't know what happened. The beard must have got trimmed. It must have got cut
Woo.
because it was gone. He was gone. The magic was gone. He was nowhere to be found. Just like Josh Allen.
Wait.
Go ahead, Mike.
I don't know if you know this,
Uh-oh.
but James Harden has actually been reincarnated. He's actually Samson from the Bible. Because as soon as you cut his hair, all his power goes away. I didn't know if you knew that.
I'm
I
about
just
to
thought
leave.
y'all like to know. He's
I'm
he's
about
one of
to
the
leave.
Mod stars as well.
I'm about to leave.
Yo,
I'm just telling y'all the
bro.
truth. That's all I'm saying.
My man was a
It's too early for this, Mike.
the way he was reaching like greatness. Man, I wasn't even ready. Oh,
I
boy.
was not.
Too early for
Hey,
this.
listen, man. And I'm saying this as somebody, like, I'm not even gonna act like I was the biggest James Harden fan, but ball players know ball players, and James Harden is definitely going to one day first ballot right into the Naismith, and that is what that is. Regardless of how this career ends, he's gonna go, you know. But the thing for me is, I have high standards of what I expect from my one and my two, because these guys are arguably the quarterback and the wide receiver of an NBA team. I had the distinct privilege of growing up in the 90s. So seeing the Kobe's, seeing the Chris Pauls, seeing the tail end of MJ's career, even the guys who don't always get the love, because you're talking about, watching guys like Steve Nash and Jason Kidd and all those guys really truly define what it means to not just be a one, but to be floor generals, to really command their team and the team live and die with their bucket. James Harden tries to be that guy. And unfortunately, my issue for him has always been consistency. Like, even down to, and this has no bearing on this, but even if you run with him on 2K, the man's shooting is so streaky that the first shot you put up, I am willing to bet you'll miss it. But the second one you put up will be a whole entire 3-point bomb from downtown.
Green
And
Giants.
it's going to splash, green light on, no questions asked. And that's literally how he lives his life. And I mean, it's hard for me as the guy who loves the 1 and the 2 game to say that I would put all my chips in on James Harden and trust that he's the guy that can get it done for my team.
He'll put all the chips on the casino table, but
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I can. I can't put all the house money down on James Harden. I feel like it's too much of a risk, man. It's too risky. But I guess we shall see.
But you made a comment, and this is something that we're going to have to touch into just for a little bit. We are going to move on, but I want to touch into this. You stated that one day James Harden is going to be first ballot into the NBA Hall of Fame.
yeah, like no question.
And I'm
disagree.
saying that not as a fan of him. Like, you'll probably go. You did. Wow, you disagree? Okay.
Yes.
State your
Because
case.
here's my thing. When we
I
talk
gotta
about
hear
the
this.
NFL,
I gotta hear
we
this.
say this all the time about the NFL.
Yes, sir.
You can leave. Bye, Jordan. You can leave.
I
Here's the reason
gotta
why.
hear this.
Here's the reason why. Because when we talk about the Hall of Fame, we don't talk about the really good. We don't talk about the really great. We don't talk about those awesomely great players that help assist people get championships. We are talking about the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Now, I want to be very specific, and don't come for me in the comments. I want to be very specific that I believe he will make the Hall of Fame. I do believe in that fully. However, James Harden being a first ballot Hall of Fame puts the first ballot portion to shame. Because at the end of the day, Number one, right now, if he retires right now, how many rings does he have?
Zero.
Zero. How many times have we ever talked about him being the greatest player of all time? Zero.
No, never.
You don't speak about him,
But
right?
he was bar none at times the greatest player of the season that you're not going to lie and act that he wasn't a number one player for a
Absolutely
few
not.
seasons.
Absolutely not. Number one scorer? Probably so.
Okay.
But again, when
Not
you look
probably,
at game
definitely
seven,
so.
we will look at game 7 performances in elimination games. Your star is supposed to show up. You can't tell me that a first ballot Hall of Famer comes into a conference semifinals versus the Heat in 2022 and puts up 11 points on 4 of 9 for shooting. 2023 at Boston Celtics, Game 7, conference semis, 9 points, 3 of 11 for shooting. 2024 at Dallas, it's a little better. Even though they lose, he puts up 16 points. Last year against the Denver Nuggets, Game 7, first round, 7 points. I'm sorry. You can say what you want to. The man is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. You do what you want to. You can walk out now. We'll see you on the next episode. Take your Crash King title with you. But at the end of the day, the man is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. It is what it is.
He revolutionized the scoring game in the 2010s or 2020s. They made rules because of his finesse play. Every single time he went to the line, to the paint, he gathered. He got his free throws up. You had players complaining to what was it? I guess NBA whatever that is, about how he kept on getting to the free throw line and it was almost flawless every single time. I remember, I think it was 2019 or 2020, one of the first games, he did the same thing, and one of the commentators said, "No, not this year," because they were sick of it. Everybody was sick of it. The way he changed the game for guards, especially those kind of hybrid guards, the ones who can get to the paint, score, and dish. Yeah, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's going to be in the top 15 of scoring, possibly. I think he is already in the top 15 of scoring. He's going to be one of those ones.
No, I don't see it there.
You can look for something all you want, but you can also look for the truth.
I'm looking for that man's rings.
They are.
If he had a ring, we have a better conversation.
That do not have rings.
Okay, well, fine. Since y'all brought it here, let's have this conversation. Because you knew it was coming. I said when we had the NBA talk, I was gonna ask it. I did not think we would get here so far, but fine. Since we're here, let's have the conversation. So, if we're talking rings versus impact, what does this mean for most of the world's favorites in the NBA? Because if we're going to talk rings versus impact, then I feel like a lot of y'all need to put more respect on my man, Stephen Wardell Curry II. Because I have this issue that people seem to think that he's just the greatest scorer of all time. But if we're going to talk rings, we're going to talk impact, and we're going to talk about scoring, he never gets mentioned in the GOAT conversation. People don't call, like they say he's the GOAT of this section, but he can't be the greatest of all time. Which is why, okay, fine. Let's have
is this a separate topic? Because if this is a separate topic about GOAT basketball players, we can have that discussion right now.
We can do that too.
Are you saying he's the GOAT basketball player or he's one of the GOAT basketball players?
He is one of the GOAT basketball players.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I just feel like he doesn't get that.
Are you saying that Steph Curry's on your Mount Rushmore of basketball? Is that your hot take?
Of basketball as a whole?
As ever in basketball history?
Oh, yes.
Are you saying Steph Curry is on your Mount Rushmore of basketball? Yeah. And that's because you're a Warriors fan, or that's because you actually believe that?
Unequivocally.
So,
question.
Okay, wait. This is going to be a whole different topic, Nick. I don't think we were planning this, but I think this needs to be the conversation. We need to get a Mount Rushmore list right now of NBA players. That's what I want to know. We're gonna have to escalate the Mount Rushmore conversation early today. So
okay,
I need to. We're gonna start with Brother Marv for the day. Well,
All
I was
right.
there playing video games. I got distracted. You started talking this ridiculousness. I gotta hear it
Oh,
from your
wow,
face.
ridiculous.
So
Wow.
tell
Okay.
me, who are your Mount Rushmore? That means 4, the top 4, right? Not 5, top 4 players on your Mount Rushmore of basketball. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you lead off.
Go ahead.
Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Because duh.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna just go ahead and this is not in any particular
Nope.
order.
It need to be in order. You might as well
Oh, I
just go
gotta
in
put
order
it in
now. Don't
order. Oh,
punk
I
out
have to
now.
put it in order?
Don't punk
Yes.
out. You might as well
See.
put it in order.
Okay.
Look at what you did.
We gotta be this.
Look at what you did.
You got me focused now.
All right.
I'm about to get my title back already. I can see it. But
I'm about to crash
I'm
all
about
the
to
way
call
out
me a
next
crash
time.
out king already.
So yeah, oh no, you gonna crash out for this one. So since I gotta do this in order, Michael Jordan. I hate that I gotta say this name, but the truth of the matter is I can't deny greatness because I'm not a hater. LeBron.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm bumping his order down. Michael Jordan, Dr. J, because legend.
You got Dr. J on your Mount Rushmore ever?
Time to go. I'm going to go get a drink. I'll be right back. Y'all not about to do this to me.
I knew this was gonna happen.
And that's fine.
I knew this was gonna happen.
And it can be that.
I knew.
I'm
about to
still
make me
putting
drink some.
LeBron. LeBron's in the top 3.
Oh, okay. You got Dr. J
LeBron.
over LeBron.
I really wish it could have been 5 because I feel like I gotta mention centers.
No, that's time out.
But that's
You
fine.
said
The Rushmore.
that he was on the Mount
It is what it
Rushmore
is.
of greatest players of all time, is what you said. I just want to
Okay,
know what your Mount Rushmore is. So I'm not going to diminish your list. I just need to
10
understand
toes
what
on
you're
this
saying.
list
We're saying
regardless.
Michael Jordan number 1, Dr. J number 2 ever in the history of ever. Okay, go ahead, keep going.
Three is gonna be your favorite player in the world. LeBron is it LeBron Ramonte? How you say that, man?
Ramon James, the
Ramon.
senior.
This
Okay.
season. And then for me, my 4 would be Steph.
Awesome. So your list is terrible, but
And that's fine.
I'm gonna let Jordan. I'm gonna jump in because this is just list. This sounds crazy. But
You go first because I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
go first. I'm gonna give you
I
time
want
to
to know
think
what your
about
list
it.
is before you start,
All right. I'm
defend
gonna give you my
your list.
list. Mind you, the people in YouTube
Defend
landia
your list.
and TikTok landia, Instagram landia, the social
I'm
media
going
landia,
crazy.
those
And
people
I'm here
gonna
for
vote
it all
as to
day
who is
long.
correct. I'm gonna tell you the truth. They're gonna vote as to which one of us knows what they're talking about. So
Okay.
this is my list, right?
Bron, this is 1.
So
Okay.
Bron is 1.
Already wrong.
2 is Jordan. 3 is
2
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You wrong there.
3 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Okay.
who you didn't even say because you're
Makes sense.
disrespectful because you put Dr. J on the list, which is ridiculous, but it's okay.
Okay.
And then
You're 4.
number 4, I'm torn between 3 players, honestly, for number 4. I'm torn between Oscar Robertson, the Big O, which I think I was probably gonna be the pick I'm gonna have. I'm torn between
Makes sense.
I'm torn between Shaq, but Shaq was crazy dominant. I
So
like
if
the
I could
idea
have
of Kobe,
5, Shaq would have been my 5th.
but for me, Kobe's probably number 7 on my list, realistically. Which is I know a wild take,
But
but
I'm crazy.
go look at the stats.
I'm crazy. Okay.
You go look at the stats. Kobe was a ball hog. 1. Kobe had crazy talent on his team. 2. He had Paul Gasol. He had Lamar Odom. He had Derek Fisher. He had Robert Horry. Right. This was just on one team. He had multiple All-Stars on his same team. Then he had a second run with Shaq, which he had Shaq. Like, that's ridiculous. So my point is that Kobe gets lowered on the list because of the load that he had to carry.
Cancel me.
Kobe gets lowered on the list because the load he had to carry. Here's the hot take. Here's a hot take, and this is with all due respect and shout out to him drinking a beer for him right now. If Kobe's Bryant is better remembered posthumously than he was when he was alive. Posthumously, people elevate him 2 or 3 notches higher than he ever was when he was alive. When he was alive, nobody was being like, Kobe's a top 3 player. Kobe's a top 4. Nobody was saying that. Then he passed away. But I said, oh my God, I go back and look at the highlights and RIP to Kobe. And he died in a plane crash. So now we got to elevate him 2 spots. I'm trying to tell you that on my list, Kobe's probably from number 6 or number 7, realistically. 6, 7. I know I got kids, right? But I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know the truth. Because time
I'm
out.
gonna let
Because you
my
didn't even put
man
Kobe in
Jordan
your
do
top
his
4.
thing.
And you said Shaq would have been your top 5. So Kobe would have been number 6 on your list as well, for the record. Just throwing that out there for the math. But number 4 on my list
Nothing lower than
is
that.
gonna be it's between Oscar Robertson, Shaq, and Tim Duncan. And I'm gonna go with Tim Duncan as a surprise upset. And the reason that I say Tim Duncan is because one, Tim Duncan lost 1 finals. Tim
Okay.
Duncan was a multiple time MVP. Tim Duncan dominated in the lane, in the post, in the rebounding. He wasn't flashy, but he was completely dominant. And he actually elevated 2 different levels of Spurs, 2 different iterations of Spurs. The Spurs with Kawhi was an entirely different team than the Spurs with David Robinson. And he did it for a long period of time. And he beat teams that people didn't expect him to beat. In fact, if it wasn't for the dot 6-second shot that was unrealistic and unreasonable and should have never happened, he would have actually had 5 rings instead of 4. So, or 6 rings instead of 5, whichever the number is. My point is that if you go back and check all the stats numbers, my man was averaging about 24 and 11, was rookie of the year, won multiple MVPs, won multiple titles, made other people better, which is why for me he'd be on my top 4 list there. So that's my Mount Rushmore, right? I'm gonna go LeBron. I'm gonna go Michael Jordan, right? I'm gonna go. I forgot what I said third that quickly. LeBron, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and then I'm gonna go with Tim Duncan over Oscar Robertson, even though I really strongly think that I might be wrong about that, and it might be Oscar Robertson. But if I only got 4, that's where I'm gonna go. And then 5th would have been Oscar Robertson, 6 would have been Shaq, 7 would have been Kobe. And you're talking my list, right? But we probably should have, realistically, with this topic, we probably should have did a top 10. But I do know that Dr. J on the Mount Rushmore of all players, all time, Dr. J wasn't better than George Gervin to me. Call spade. He wasn't better than Oscar Robertson. He wasn't. Dr. J would have been in the 90s. He would have been Clyde Drexler. He would have been an all-star.
To sit there and act like that man
NBA.
wasn't out here doing like literally precursor to LeBron, bro, you crazy. But this, I'm not even gonna go into that. I just want to understand real quickly. So I want you to be able to verbalize this. So to you, is Tim Duncan?
Oh, and Steph can be 8. I'm okay with Steph being 8.
So is Tim Duncan the greatest center alive?
No, he played power forward. First off, he's the greatest power forward ever.
Oh no, he 4 and 5 because that's what David Robinson did, and they said that was the reason they brought him there.
Right. So David Robinson was the 5, and Tim Duncan was the 4. And even when they won the title, when they were playing in the later 2000s, when he won with Kawhi, he was still playing the 4. He's the greatest power forward that there's ever been. Is Tim Duncan? He's not a center. He's not a center. He's a power forward. Those are 2 different positions.
They invented the word hybrid for them.
He is a power forward.
Okay.
Now, a point forward would have been the hybrid. That's a different position. But he's a power forward. He's not a center. For example, if you talk greatest centers, then number 1 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, number 2 is Shaq, and number 3 probably is Jokic, to be honest with you.
We're not doing this Jokic thing again.
But go ahead. Jordan. I need to know this list.
I'm not crashing out again.
Hold on.
I'm not crashing out again.
I'm
not crashing.
Hold on. Let me wake up, y'all. Let me wake up real quick before we continue. Anybody notating this down so I can post it in the comment section? Any of y'all writing it down? I'll post it later.
They're probably taking notes down in the internet world, so y'all go ahead and remind us of what everybody's takes is. So I
just want y'all to make sure y'all write it down before joining us.
All right, put it in chat.
All right, Jordan, you can go ahead. Y'all wake me up when y'all done with these takes.
All right. So y'all finished, right?
This man took a whole nap.
Okay, so my one.
Watch you say something crazy. Go ahead. Just go ahead and say Pistol Pete or something. Go ahead. It's fine.
2A is Kobe.
2A? We getting 2A?
Yes.
Wait. How we getting A's and B's? This is a Mount Rushmore.
I was not given this category.
Okay. 2B is MJ.
2B? Wait. What are these? I'm confused with these letters. There's only 4 spots, Jordan.
Because y'all consider MJ and Kobe the same person. So
they're not the same. Who said that?
Specify between the 2.
So I'm giving said that Jordan and Kobe was the same person? Nobody's ever said that out loud. In fact, I went out of my way to say Jordan was number 2 and Kobe was number 8. So how could it be same
For
people?
mine, Kobe is 2, Jordan is 3 in that case. But Steph is number
So yours goes LeBron, Kobe, Jordan.
yes, and then Steph
And then
is
who's number 4?
Steph. Steph Curry.
Over Shaq,
Yes.
over Kevin Durant,
Yes.
over
Durant is one of
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Oh, Kevin Durant in the front
over
court is the
Dr.
best
J.
scorer that we ever seen. But Steph Curry revolutionized the game when it came to the three. You had teams trying to scheme just to stop him, but they can't stop him. His twitch is so quick and his release is so quick. You can bet on it. You could pray to try to stop it, but you can't. So I'm not gonna sit here and deny that.
You know
But
the interesting thing
as
is
much as
Steph
I
Curry.
like seeing LeBron and beat the Warriors all the time, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like Steph isn't that dude.
Steph
Still,
Curry had teams around him that was kind of ridiculous. 1, and then 2. Don't get me wrong. I think Steph may be one of the greatest scorers ever. But if you go look at the numbers, he's got 20,000 less points than LeBron. Here's another thing:
out for a
he
couple of
doesn't
seasons
rebound. He
and
doesn't get a ton of assists. He
hold
shoots
on.
Are we
threes and
really
runs
about to do
around.
this today?
Earlier in his career, he had an injury. I think it was a foot or an ankle injury that could have altered his career. They took the time to make sure that he got the proper rehab. That's why he was so close. If you watch his dribbles, he was more inward with his body than outward. That's why his switch was so crazy because he could shoot threes like that. He stayed within his body. And he had I think it was 19 and 20, the bubble season. He was out then. That's at least 4,000 points right there we're not counting on. So
I
yeah,
said
Oh yeah,
20,000
and
though.
the Lakers and their asterisk win, which is
that
going forever
it's
and
an
ever
Time
after.
actual
out. I don't think
it's
that's
an
an asterisk
actual
win.
win. Let's
The
not.
Everybody
ring.
else, all the NBA players says that was the most difficult championship. That's what Dame Lillard said on the record. And multiple other NBA professionals said that. So I can't give them an asterisk there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a Lakers fan, but I'm a LeBron fan. And I think it diminishes opportunities to give them an asterisk. Because if that's the case, we want to start giving asterisks. We start giving asterisks for a lot of things. A lot of things. Like a lot
I feel
of
like we're
things.
already doing that, considering we got two
I'm
A's.
about I'm about to start
That's the
I'm about to
asterisk.
start giving asterisks right
Also,
now. Like for example,
championship could be an
Bill
asterisk
Russell
because
went
of the games.
to 6 conference final or 6 championship games in a row, and he was playing against plumbers. All of his titles then should now be invalidated as an asterisk if that's what we're talking about right now. Try to if Do you know how difficult it was to win in the bubble when you couldn't even go home? There was no hey, I get home court advantage. You didn't have the crowd behind you.
You couldn't go
Nobody cheering your
outside.
name, shouting you out, getting you hype.
That
Nah, you
couldn't
just
you couldn't
gotta
go
wake
outside.
up
You
and
couldn't
ball
go
out.
outside.
That was a difficult championship. I'm sorry.
Is that not what we require of our NBA players, regardless? Is that not what
No.
they face when they are in enemy territory? Are we gonna sit
There
there
was
and
no enemy territory. Everybody had the
There
same
was
playing
neutral
field, is my
court.
point.
They were playing. They had computers as an audience.
so then that
That's
way
right.
played
You know how
more than
difficult it is to
advantage?
play with a computer audience? They can't get hype. You can't get like that vibe, that feeling of like, you know what? I am the man. I just made this shot. A crowd just went crazy. Now I get momentum. There's no momentum
It was LA
in that type of
Fitness.
setting.
But in
If
LA
y'all are,
Fitness, the requirement is to motivate yourself for
Oh
you to
Lord.
find the momentum. What are we talking about here?
Listen,
I
I'm
mean,
trying to say that
We
you're
giving
trying to
out
put an
passes
asterisk.
because they found inspiration?
no,
Yes.
Oh my
I'm just saying that it
That
was
should
LA.
count
Oh
for
It was
double. That's
LA
my
actually a
Fitness
double
Center.
championship. Instead of
bro.
it counting for one, I counted as 2. You
if
might as well
y'all are
just say
done,
LeBron got 5 rings, bro. It's okay. We'll accept it.
if y'all are done, I would like to actually list the actual Mount Rushmore of everything, and
Well,
we can go over this.
go ahead
And,
with this ridiculous list.
I come with the defense.
Go ahead and put the logo number 1. Go ahead.
Number 1 is Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Number
Amen.
2.
You can feel how you want to feel. I
Talk
talked about
about
this in the last episode
Speak.
Whatever.
that many brands that are relevant today,
Talk about it.
Gatorade, Jordan, Nike, all of that stuff is relevant because of MJ's impact and his success. So you feel how you want to feel? MJ is number 1.
All day. every
Also,
day.
it helps that you go to a finals and you never lose.
Hello.
This is the same thing we talked about when we talk football, when we talk about Steve Young, who's is 4-0?
Champion.
For 4-0. He's never lost a Super Bowl. So
Undefeated.
again, we
he's
talk
undefeated,
about
but he's not the GOAT of NFL. That's crazy.
he's not the GOAT of NFL. But for the longest time, we used to say it because he never lost a Super Bowl, correct?
And he should be.
He should be.
With
But
a
Brady,
record like that.
Brady won more. Brady won
Yeah.
more. This is why he's the GOAT. Now,
we conflate these a lot at times. We say rings with success or rings make you the GOAT, but then we bring this undefeated aspect, and then
That's why I want to have this conversation.
it
Because at
helps.
the
I
end of
say
the
it
day,
helps. First of all,
he-
Michael's the GOAT because of his record, his success, and his impact
his
across
impact on the game.
businesses.
Yep.
Businesses got rich because of Michael.
Hello, somebody.
Businesses. Now, him as a GM, career, like his stuff
Terrible.
sucks. Absolute
So
trash. Terrible.
Ooh.
Put his GM resume
Rest in
in the
peace to
death
the
note.
Bobcat.
Send that thing to the shadow realm. Let that thing never be opened again by anybody or anything else. Treat his GM career like Pandora's box. That's that. Now, number one, Michael Jordan. Number two is Kobe Dean Bryant. You feel how you want to
Not
feel.
mad at it.
And I'm a hold on.
Not
How
mad at it.
asterisk is because on the last channel I put Bill Russell first. I've seen the light. I realized a lot of that stuff in the 60s and 50s. He was playing against World War II veterans. We're gonna leave that alone. Now, with that being said, no disrespect to Bill Russell at all. Please, if Mr. Russell, if you see this, no disrespect to you. 11 rings is 11 rings. You got plenty of hands for him.
Sure.
So, either way, number two is Kobe Bean Bryant. Let me label the list for you. Number one was a scoring juggernaut. We talked about 33 games in which this man scored 30 or more points. Let's not forget, in that streak, he scored 81 against a team. It doesn't even matter at this point. He scored 81. Name your favorite player that scored at least 70. You only got Devin Booker. And I don't think he's anybody's favorite person to be on the Mount Rushmore at this point in time.
No,
So,
he is
with
not.
that being said, also,
we
Chamberlain.
have 4 players scored 70 since that time: Devin Booker, Dame Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, and Luka Doncic.
and none of those
and Will
players right
Chamberlain
now are
scored
on Mount
100.
Rushmore. And none of those players are on Mount Rushmore. So let me go ahead and move on.
Hey,
Next thing is
Luka
he
playing.
scored 63 points in a game in 3 quarters and outscored an entire team in 3 quarters by himself. So let's go ahead and keep that
Bad
going.
at it.
Was it 63 or 65? I think
It was 63. Don't worry, I got the stats on it. That was from the last episode. I already had the stats. Now,
We
on top of
revisited
that,
that last week.
his 2006-2017 that he took to the playoffs in a wheelchair, mind you, because he was injured a lot throughout that time. The starting 5 and key players was Kobe Bryant, Lamar Odom, Chris Mim, Kwame Brown, and Smush Parker, and took them to the playoffs. Only one person I know, and that's number 3 on the list, has taken a worse team to the NBA
How far
Finals.
did they go?
They got eliminated first round.
Did they get eliminated after being up 3-2?
No. I think it was like 4-2. They got eliminated. No, they lost 4-1 to the Suns. Lost 4-1 to the Suns.
They lost 4-1 to the Suns.
Shout out to Phoenix.
Yes.
Yikes.
So
Yikes.
again, keep in mind their efficiency during that time, all in the middle of the pack. Nothing special. They needed that man to score and play defense. He had to do both. Keep in mind, he also has defensive championships as well as scoring titles. And he has MVPs. Now, there's not a lot, because again, he played in a bigger era with Tim Duncan. He played with LeBron James. He played with Kevin Durant. He lost the title to Steve Nash, a whole bunch of stuff. Number 3 on the list is LeBron James. You hate how you hate?
At minimum.
He's earned that at number 3.
Maximum.
2 things that happened. Number 1, his meltdown at the Dallas Mavericks should have never happened. Never happened. But Dirk was a different animal then, and that collapse in games 5 and 6 were all on him. It is what it is. It takes away from that legacy. He wins that.
So
He
we're
went
not
back.
going to
I
give
put him
credit to
above.
how Dallas schemed to make sure that he was very uncomfortable and how they made it so that other players had to score besides LeBron. Mark
And
Cuban talked about it in one of his interviews, how they and Jason Kidd also, how they schemed to make things more different. It wasn't just that LeBron let the team down. The
he
Dallas switched things up.
he
If we're
still
gonna
lost.
call things as it is, we need to call things as they are.
Nope. I
So they
stand on this
probably
hill at the end of the day because I just said this about James Harden. At the end of the day, when the chips are down and you need to be that man,
Talk
you
about it.
got to beat your chest. That man was silent with duct tape over his mouth. Again, it hurts his legacy. Number
Uh,
4 on the list is Shaq because, again, he
Not
was the
mad at
most
it.
dominant big man
Not mad at it.
ever.
I can't hate
Number
that.
4 is Shaq. And honestly, Shaq could have been much higher. He could have been the greatest player, but his work ethic was absolutely trash. And he still managed to win. He was eating Burger King at McDonald's while he was with the Heat and still was able to win a championship. I
Not
don't
having
want to
your
hear it.
way.
I don't want to hear it.
hey,
We got to move on. But like I said, number 1 is Mike, MJ. Number 2 is Kobe. Number 3 is LeBron. And number 4 is Shaq. Do how you do.
I
Y'all
don't like
feel
all
how you
these
feel.
Laker bias, but whatever.
We got to move on
We gotta move
because
on.
we were not supposed to get here.
We were not.
We are going to switch gears into the NFL, and
Yes,
we
sir.
got to talk about this man, Sam Darnold. So, real quick, I'm going to look into the camera. I'm going to turn my hat back because y'all know what time it is. But I like to issue this public apology to Sam Darnold because,
We
again,
sorry.
we wrote your name off in the death note. We casted your career aside.
Yeah, we did.
Technically, we were right for doing it because you played for the Jets. Come on, bro. There's not outside of the two rings that they have, we have not seen a great quarterback in the Jets. You can talk about butt fumble quarterback all you want to. He won't great. That defense was great.
Agreed.
But we're gonna leave that alone.
Hmm.
So outside of him,
Jet.
you've never seen a great Jets quarterback. He leaves and goes into Carolina. He does decent there. Gets injured a lot, but does decent. Goes to the 49ers. Goes 0-1 in relief. But learned at that point. Then moves on into the Minnesota Vikings, in which you had an actual real team, and your job was not to lose games. Be a game manager. You went 14-3. You did your thing. And then on top of it, I was one of those guys that laughed at it because Mike McDonald put $100 million in the USA. This guy's our man. I know I laughed at it. I don't know about anybody else. I laughed at it. I got the receipt to show that I was laughing. Marv will tell y'all, I was laughing.
We laughed together.
And now this man is playing in the Super Bowl.
We was wrong.
So again, for years, it was bad teams, terrible coaching,
Yes,
and
sir.
bad situations. And obviously, seeing ghosts didn't help. But now we're actually having a conversation. He looks competent, and that might be the wildest part of all. He's not forcing throws too much. He's playing within the system that he's being given. And for once, he looks real comfortable throwing the football. Asterisk, it helps to have a number 1 receiver like JSN.
JSN.
And while context matters, when the quarterback finally gets a good environment,
Yes,
things change. So now the question is to the fellas, is Sam Darnold back? Is he legit? Or are we just falling for the smoke and mirrors?
back from what?
Why must you be that guy?
Where was he back from?
Why you gotta be that guy?
Because I mean, you're giving him the praise, but I'm just trying to figure out where did he come back from?
The dead. He came back from the dead because, again, his career was with the Jets.
Like
He was, if I'm correct, number 2. He was the number 2 pick for the Jets.
My thing
Number
is,
3.
in order
I'm
to
sorry.
come back from somewhere, you had to have been somewhere up and then you traveled down. He was never up there. He was always down there from the beginning. His rookie season, he was seeing ghosts. And he was still stuck in Luigi's Mansion for years. And then when he got back out, he went to Carolina. Okay. He had some success there. He looked better. Okay. He was back up on 49ers. I get it. And he learned from, I think it was either Jimmy G or Brock Purdy, one of those two.
For sure.
And then he learned from Kyle Shanahan. So that's a good coach to learn from. Then went to the Vikings. But the Vikings, they were always been fishy. I mean, their schedule was kind of suspect, but they did good. And he had Jets as his one. So Jets always gonna get you good.
The
Then
Jetropolitans.
yes,
Uh, uh,
Jettisons.
uh,
But then you have
uh,
now you go from one receiver to another, JSN, and you have a defense that holds you down too.
for sure.
And then you have running backs that
Shout out
can
to
carry.
Marv as well.
Yes, you have running backs that can carry you and everything, coaches, all of that.
Yes, sir.
It's not necessarily I wouldn't necessarily say him. He didn't have to do much. I mean, they beat the 49ers, what, 41-6, and he was sitting there making hotel reservations for his girl. That was what he was doing most of the game. The defense carried him. The special teams helped. I don't understand where he was coming back from. That's the thing. If anything, we could say he's arrived to the Super Bowl. Yeah. But as far as coming back, where? The jury's still out. I'm sorry.
You know what? Interesting enough, I actually surprisingly agree with Jordan. It's a rare situation,
Lord.
but I do
It's
actually agree with
so
Jordan.
good.
Where is he coming back from? That was literally the thing I was going to say. Coming back, he had to have started at the bottom. Now we here. No, this man was already at the bottom. He ain't never been nowhere.
Yeah.
This is the first opportunity that he done been great since. Don't get me wrong. He had a great season last year with the Vikings. That's true. But if you go look at the stats, I think he had double digits in interceptions. He also had double digits in interceptions this year as well. So do I put some more respect on his name? Absolutely. I'm happy to see that he's in the Super Bowl. I think that they have a competent team. They actually have a great team around him. And Mike McDonald should be coach of the year. Absolutely. Do I think that his career is resurrected and he's like this amazing quarterback all of a sudden now? No, not really. No. What I'll say, do I think he's elite, for example? No. He's not elite. No. I don't even think of him as an elite talent, much less an elite player, even if he won the Super Bowl. Interestingly enough, he'd have to win multiple Super Bowls to overcome seeing those ghosts. What I will say, though, is that Sam Darnold has a chance to resurrect his career in a way that is very uh, fantastic. The interesting thing is that Gino, before being with the Raiders, had resurrected his career similarly in Seattle and had made it so Gino was a competent quarterback. Gino was terrible for years. Then all of a sudden, Gino was a Pro Bowl quarterback. Same thing's now happening with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was terrible for years. And then now, all of a sudden, he's a Pro Bowl quarterback. So maybe it's something out there in the water in Seattle. Right? Maybe it's the power of the 12th man. Right? Maybe it's the fact that Starbucks was invented there. I don't know. But what I will tell you is that Sam Darnold is, one, he's talented. Two, he's in a good system. Do I think that he's come back, though? Again, to Jordan's point, come back from where? You had to have done something. The only accomplishment he had done before these past two seasons was get drafted number 3 overall. That's the only accomplishment he had in his career until these past 2 seasons was the fact that he got drafted as a top 3 pick. You know who also got drafted in the first round? Josh Rosen. Haven't heard that name in a while, have you? Exactly. So I'll pass it back to you, though, Mark.
But before
I don't even know what this.
Wait, before you go,
Josh Rosen.
before you go, I just wanted to clarify before Sam Darnold went into the playoffs this year, the last game that he played, they lost 27-9.
Church.
1 touchdown by Sam Darnold, but it really wasn't much, and he got picked off. It's predicated on the system that you're in, because we always talk about these system quarterbacks. Everybody wants to make Jalen Hurts out to be a system quarterback. I have issues with that. Whatever. We got to give credit to these systems that are in place that makes these quarterbacks great. Because, like you said, when Geno Smith left Seattle, he got written off again. So
Dude,
Sam Darnold's just fortunate that he's here. Otherwise, you still be saying that you see ghosts.
all I will say in response is we at least got to put some more respect on that man's name. Not a single person doing any type of commentary, pro or otherwise, would have ever predicted him being here. And
Yes.
none of us say we saw it coming because we did not. Pause.
Yeah.
No, none of us can say that. Oh, we just. I don't even think the people in Seattle really even thought
Yeah,
that was going to.
we did not see them making the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold.
But here we are having a conversation about Sam Darnold. That's kind of like ironic, ain't it?
Yeah. I just, it's like a ghost that came back from the dead. But I still just have one last question. Where is he coming back from?
Okay, we're gonna move on.
No, where is he
We're not
coming
gonna
back
do this.
from?
We're not gonna
There you go.
We're not gonna go, Mr. Moderator.
Chat, whoever's watching this, if you're in the comments, when you watch this in the replay, put in the comments where he came back from. I'll give you $5. I'll cash up you $5. Tell me where he came back from, man. I got you. I'm still trying to figure this out.
Golly, bro. You gonna end up broke. Everybody coming in the
He
comments now.
he got money for you.
I'm gonna lose sleep at night now because y'all make me figure out where he came back from. Anyway, continue.
That man came back from Albuquerque.
Now, golly, look, he came back from seeing ghosts. He was in Luigi's Mansion. We already talked about this. This man was fighting ghosts. He came back from there and decided that he wanted to be a quarterback. That's what he's doing.
Wait,
that's what
I don't know if y'all knew this about Sam Darnold.
Oh shoot!
Here we go.
He actually was starring in a movie.
Oh,
he's a Ghostbuster.
I knew it.
Oh my goodness!
Da 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 da. Digga digga da da. Who you gonna call? Sam Darnold.
Oh snap!
We have officially devolved.
We're gonna get canceled for this. It's fine.
I am all here for it.
We apologize in advance, Sam Darnold. This started off with showing you love. We were showing you love, but the truth of the matter is, I ain't gonna lie, man. Boy, them ghosts was up, doggy.
I would rather have Jordan Love than show Sam Darnold love.
Listen, y'all. Man, oh my goodness. See, y'all messed up the whole script because we done had to do a whole bunch of switches and changes. I don't just look. We were supposed to do something else beforehand, but we gonna go back into it because we looking at the script. We were supposed to do a blind rank them. Y'all messed up the whole thing. Do better, y'all. So this is what we gonna do.
I blame Marv.
I do blame Marv. His first episode, he shows up.
Stayed behind the camera. This is what happens when I get in front of the camera. I'm sorry.
Good stay with that quote because that was crazy.
My apologies.
Shows up and set on the first one and already causing chaos. Golly.
Is that not the way of the New York Giants? Is that not what we do? Are we not chaotic in that form?
It helps that he's on home turf.
Yes.
Indeed.
All right. So this is what we're gonna do.
Turf over there.
So we're going to switch gears back to the NBA.
All right, bet.
We are going to have a blind rank 'em challenge. Now, chat, y'all already know, last time Jordan and Mike got cooked at this. But I do have something redemptive for them because they cannot mess this up, chat. So in the comments, let us know if we cook or if they got cooked. All right, so I have the following 5 possible worst trades of all time.
Oh, good.
Y'all's job is to rank them 1 through 5. 1 being the absolute worst of all time, and number 5, it was bad. It's nothing to talk about, but I want all that.
NBA trades, right?
NBA trades.
Okay.
Shout out to my man Woj. Woj bomb.
All right.
Worst trades. Okay.
Here we go. First one up. The Bucks trade Dirk Nowitzki and his rights for Robert Tractor Trailer.
Number 2.
Number 3.
You better than me.
Number 2.
No way.
The only reason it's not number 1 is because first off, there's a couple ones that go up there. When Greg Oden got picked over Kevin Durant, I don't think that the Portland Trailblazers traded up for that, but they did the same thing twice. They picked Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan, and then they picked Greg Oden over Kevin Durant. Now, neither one of those is probably a trade scenario, but they probably should have been because they were just that atrocious. But trading Dirk Nowitzki away for Robert Tractor Trailer at the time was actually a all-star guard. I mean, all-star forward. And he had a lot of opportunity to look great. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was all-star. But Dirk Nowitzki became one of the all-time greatest players and became the greatest player in Mavericks history.
Yeah.
To me, this is a number 2 on the list strongly. Definitely not number 1. I always like to leave myself room for number 1, but I learned my lesson last time. I can't leave number 1 and number 2 available. So
Yeah.
to me, I'm gonna pick number 2.
Y'all gotta agree. Y'all gotta agree.
We all gotta agree.
Yes.
I feel like there's gonna be worse. So I wouldn't put it any further than 3. Because I'm concerned there's about to be a jump out the window. And quite frankly, but see, when I think about, yeah, they did something terrible twice. And I can't ignore that.
Nah,
Repeat mistake 2 times in a row is
nah,
what
because it's Nick, I'm going with number 3. I know how worse these trades can get. I'm going number 3.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna lock in 3 then.
All right. I guess Jordan taking the lead on this. Number 3.
There it is.
Next on the list, the Nets trade for Paul Pierce and KG.
Four.
Ooh,
5.
that's 4. 4 or
Celtics.
5.
I'd say 5.
I don't
that
think
trade
it's
wasn't
super
bad. They just
horrible.
Five.
And I think the reason being is because at the end of the day, KG and Pierce, though they weren't prime them, they still contributed and literally were putting up at minimum still like what, 15, 20 a
Yeah.
game? Like we're not gonna sit there in
Yeah.
front like they were scrubs. They
Yeah,
just
I'm gonna put a
Celtics.
5 there. Like that,
Yeah.
I still would have done that trade. Don't get me wrong. They fleeced the Nets for what they got from them, especially trading away the future. And it did set up the Celtics for getting Jaylen Brown, for be able to have the ability to move up to get Jason Tatum. Like it set the Celtics up great. I'm not here to diminish that. But if we talk all-time trades, that
Nah,
wasn't
that's
that
fine.
wasn't even remotely in the
Yeah.
realm of bad trades. There was a lot worse trades that have happened in the NBA. So I'll say
Hey,
5. Solid
Okay.
5.
I think we can all
5.
agree on that 5. Yeah.
All right.
5.
Number 5. All right. Next on the list, the Hawks trade away Luka for Trae Young in the first round.
4. Both of them ended up being all-stars. Both of them were faces of their franchise. Both of them got extensions on their rookie deals. Both of them been impactful, etc. Is Luka probably going to go down as one of the all-time great players? Potentially. But Trae Young is no scrub. So for me, that's a 4.
Justice for Trae Young. I just wanted to say that. Feel like that man has been done dirty in so many situations when it came to the Hawks.
Why do you
Trae
say
Young,
justice for Trae Young like his name was Trayvon Martin or something? What's going on? I'm
bro,
confused.
because like I feel like at some point in time, Trae Young went from the immaculate ice tray, who's literally seen no competition, 3 all day, every day from any place on the floor, to now we just treat him like a guy from yesteryear. I don't feel like we get that man his energy, bro. I feel like we don't mention him when it comes to the guys that's still being buckets in the NBA. And I feel like it's whack, man. I feel like it's whack.
All right.
So
Well,
also to kind of advocate for what Marv said, there was something I looked at, and I'm a fan of Trae Young's game. He has the most games of 20 and 10 since the 2018-19 season. That's 20 points and 10 assists with 195. So
Just put respect on that man's name is all. That's all I
pretty
ask.
much he's responsible for at least 40 points every single game. And that's what a guard is supposed to do, get the team involved. It doesn't help him that he's smaller than everybody else. It doesn't help that his hair has problems, but he's able to do everything else right. He has a 3-point shot,
Wait.
he has handle, and he can shoot. So he has everything else. But He's a guard that can do everything.
Why you trying to say this man has an ad for Head and Shoulders, bro? Chill out, bro.
How you gonna kiss
Can't
that
be
man?
coming at
He's
this
still
man.
pressed, bro. That's messed up, bro.
You've seen
Man
it.
said, "Yeah, just for
You've
men
seen his
spokes
hair.
jam."
They had a meme of this dude with a lollipop and the hair on the top. You're not gonna act like you didn't see that either.
Anyway,
Duh.
we
All
gonna move
right,
on.
4,
Y'all said that was number 4.
I
4.
told you should have put that first trade at number 2 though, because now we only got number 1 and number 2. You know, screw this over again, Jordan.
No,
And this time you led this one. I didn't lead this one.
Yeah.
we're about to see.
All right, next one. We got the Luka trade to the Lakers for AD and a handful of other stars.
Number 1.
One.
I can't.
All
I
right.
can't front on that one.
They-
But
they-
now watch this last one be egregious.
you
I
got
will say
Luka.
though, just because we we got to
You
speak.
got Luka trade to the Lakers for AD and some others. Number 1. Number 3, the Bucks trade Dirk for Robert Tractor Trailer. Number 4, the Hawks trade Luka for Trae Young in the first round. Number 5, the Nets trade for Paul Pierce and KG. At your number 2,
Oh Lord,
you have the Hornets, who gave up Kobe to the Lakers
and that should
back
have been
in
one.
1998.
And that should have been one.
No,
Didn't they trade him for
that's
Vlade Divac?
fine for number 2. That's fine for number 2 because Kobe was a slasher and scorer back then. They didn't know that he was going to be that guy back then. He was number 8. He was 8, I think 8th drafted. You got to keep that in mind. His uptick, his potential wasn't going to be like the all-time great at that time.
So
Vlade Divac was an all-star when they traded him.
the guy whose nickname is Vision is giving a team who should have had vision a pass for not having no vision.
Eddie Jones was the 2 guard. Kobe was on the bench when Kobe came into the league. Yes,
Correct.
I'm saying
So
at
they
that time
didn't have the right sight to put that idea together that Kobe Bryant is a game changer and would have elevated the Charlotte Hornets franchise to a place it will never be.
You know,
Let's
I've tried to
chill.
get rid of the Charlotte Hornets franchise at least 3
We're
times on these
talking about the
episodes.
shock value. We're talking about the
Yo!
we're talking about the shock value of these trades
Okay,
because
right.
with that Luka AD trade,
Man.
I promise you, I was doing Uber at the time. I look on my phone. I dropped the passenger off. My phone said Luka trade. I'm like, wait, Luka trade to who? And then I said Lakers. I damn near put my foot on the brake like that. I stopped everything that whole night.
You know what it was, though?
Listen, Twitter was locked down because everybody was talking about the Luka trade to 80.
Luka trade for the lollipop
Because
deal.
that was ridiculous. You literally gave up AD for Luka. No one in their right mind would have ever thought that would be a thing.
He got traded for a package of sweet tarts.
You know what's interesting though, is that the problem was that allergies were not disclosed when this trade happened.
Why?
Nothing with AD is always
Why?
disclosed. You find it out
So-
all the time.
They did not tell him about his allergy. Guys, seriously, he really has an allergic reaction to wood. I need you guys to know that in your bottom of your heart. Because when you understand his allergies, then now you can justify the trade a bit better. You can feel like, all right, well, they didn't know about the allergies, so that's why they could allow the trade. Because on paper, without the allergies, it made a lot of sense. But then when you add the allergies to it, the allergic to wood factor that Anthony Davis has, it makes it an all-time great, terrible trade.
I just want
I'll tell
Anthony Davis to be healthy for a full season.
He can't, bro,
And
Yeah,
time out. Did you hear what I just said?
I
They don't have to play on the street court in order for that to happen. He's allergic to wood. Stop
His
trying to put
bro-
this man. If you put him under a tree, he's out of there. He can't. He can only live in a brick house. I'm trying to tell you, he's got a wood allergy.
I think
They
even
didn't
in a
know.
wheelchair league, he would find himself hurt somehow.
Bro, why does his brow not protect him?
Listen,
Bro, it's not strong enough, bro.
we're not doing this.
I don't
We're
know.
not
Stop
doing
a
this.
wood allergy.
We
Have
are
you ever
moving
seen
on.
I don't know.
A wood allergy?
Okay, would
You need a leg.
We
brace?
are moving
can't
on.
do
Y'all
that.
not to stress me out about this. Work stresses me out enough. Y'all not to stress me out about this.
I-
We are moving
You never
on.
had a wood allergy, have you? You don't understand. You know,
I got a BS allergy. That's what I have, and I'm reaching my limit. Y'all see my eyes? I'm reaching my limit with this BS that you guys are giving me right now.
I mean,
If my allergies are at this limit, I'm gonna have to take a Benadryl before I go to sleep tonight because y'all got me up there.
I got a new
Oh my God!
Giants EpiPen if you want it.
No, I
wait.
don't want that mess.
Oh
I
my
might break out
goodness.
in hives.
Everybody would.
New York Giants turf
New
allergy.
York Giants, like New York Giants in the 2020s.
Hey man, it'll shrink your forehead if we inject it like
It'll shrink
right
It
in
everything.
the middle of
won't shrink his crowd though.
It'll
of
shrink your opportunity to win a championship too. But what do I know?
Jeez.
That
You know what's funny though? I feel like you don't get to say that. Our teams are married, and whether you like it or not,
time
the
out.
Giants and the
We
Rooney's
about
are
to. I'm about to have to crash out immediately. If you
Go
try to
ahead. Go
say the
ahead.
New York
Look
Giants
it
are the
up.
same as the
Look it up.
Pittsburgh
Do
Steelers.
your Google, sir.
Let's ask some real questions. Are you
The
ready?
teams are linked.
Ready for some real questions? Are you ready? Last
Okay.
time y'all made the playoffs.
Bro, you already know.
When? What's the last year y'all made the playoffs?
Physically what? Was it my graduation year? Was it 09?
No, wait. Last time Giants made the playoffs?
Yeah.
No, it was 23.
It was 20. Oh, okay, cool.
Perfect.
23.
Last time y'all won the division.
Oh, we gotta go back
It's been a
we gotta
minute.
go back to the VHS tapes for that one.
VHS tape. Oh man.
Uh,
Okay. Last time
I
y'all
think
won the Super Bowl.
to be quite honest, like all BS aside, I think it was 08. The year
08,
y'all
right.
Ooh,
the year
oh
y'all
08.
won the Super Bowl against the Patriots.
Oh 08. That's what this
Oh no,
2026 right
actually,
now.
no, we won the division in 2011
Oh,
and we
2011.
finished
Okay.
9-7
Okay, yeah, that
and then
was
went on to win that Super Bowl
okay.
game.
Until
A full
2011,
record.
y'all won. Okay.
That were
So
9.
2011 was 15 years ago.
Mhm.
Let's put it in perspective because you try to say that the Steelers and the Giants are the same. I just want to do some math.
That ain't what I
The
just
last
said.
time that
I
the
said
Steelers
we're
had a losing
married
season
together.
was when?
I haven't even said that.
You,
I said that
maybe not to this chat, but it
literally
sounds like this is what you about to say.
off the camera. I said our teams are married together, so you can't complain.
If the married together part that you saying is that the teams are the same, then you are incorrect.
That's
If the
not
married
what
together
I
part
said.
is that we walked
Married
y'all down the aisle
together.
like y'all daddy,
The
then we would be
Rooney
correct.
and the Mara family are connected, sir. So whether you like it or not,
I'm okay with that.
their implications there.
We can
They
be connected as long as y'all are like the step cousins. We cool with that. It's fine.
Yikes. Step cousins?
Yeah.
Not,
Twice
not even the
removed.
It doesn't change
and
anything.
coming from
We
the team that's going to
Twice
be
removed.
directed by Mike McCarthy. But
Listen, don't why you gotta
okay,
bring up current
but
stuff?
okay. The ugly step. No,
Clip
no, no, no.
Clipboard McCarthy.
I want to make sure everybody on
Clipboard
the
McCarthy,
internet
right?
heard this man say that we are the ugly step cousins. And so when we
Twice
come
removed.
back to this, come NFL season,
No, this
I just
season
want
is
the
gonna
energy
be
to
a
be there. I just
I've already
want.
talked
That's
about this
all I
season
ask.
when
I
I won
think
the
the
crash out
Let
Giants.
the
title.
energy
I think the
be
Steelers
the
and
same.
Giants play.
Actually, that's one thing I was going to talk about, but I don't want to be off the script. I know Mr. Moderator has plans and things that we have to get done. So let's further progress
Jordan.
and we can just,
It's not my fault this time.
and
So
I
that's
just
all
feel
I
like
say.
it's mad disrespectful out here. I didn't show up to disrespect the Steelers. Even if they did used to be tied to another team and want to claim rings because they had to be tied to another team,
We
that's
won
not here
6
nor
rings
there.
as the Steelers.
But
Fortunately, y'all two don't play each other, so we don't have to
yeah,
worry
this
about
is the
that.
season that gets to be a ceasefire. But don't worry, we're running it back next year.
There
We
is never a
have beef with
ceasefire.
it.
The Giants are trash. It cannot be a ceasefire.
He said
It is
that.
an annihilation. The difference is that now we have Mike McCarthy, so it's probably the only even amount we're gonna
Oh,
have
I
in the next
can't
20
wait.
years. Because we got
I can't wait for
Mike,
the Steelers to be
sorry,
trash
but
now.
McCarthy. We look like the Giants now. We look. You're right. We married
Oh
together.
no, you ain't gonna look like the Giants
I
no
can't
more.
wait for the Steelers to be
You
11 and
ain't
6.
the Giants.
We ain't gonna. No, I bet you
Get
we ain't
that
gonna.
clear. You ain't
I
gonna
will
look
bet
like us
100
no
No,
push-ups
more.
on demand
I
that we
can't
will
wait for
not
them to be
be
11
11
and
and 6
6
this
and make
season.
11
the
and 6
playoffs.
and make the
So
playoffs.
the way they missed a draft pick.
Of course.
You
It'd
want
be
to bet right now? What's
11 and
the bet?
6.
I'll bet push-ups right now that we ain't finishing 11 and 6 this season.
Nah, I'm good on that.
I know 'cause you can't do no push-ups. That's why.
I'm good.
That's all right.
I'm good.
I'm just trying to get you to be buff. Don't worry.
I'm good.
'Cause you bet on these Steelers if you want to win. Oh, you
Nope.
gonna be buff as
The
hell.
last time I
You
bet
compared to Buff Bagwell.
for
Steelers
the
is trash
record,
right now.
Chad, for the
Mike
record, the
McCarthy.
last time I bet on a Pennsylvania team, it didn't go good. So I'm just gonna leave that. Let that be.
all I'm saying is You have such disdain for the Giants, as if like we've done anything to
You know
y'all.
the funny part
Eh,
is I don't hate the Giants. I hate the Cowboys. Let's call a spade a spade. I don't hate the Giants. Y'all aren't good enough for me to hate. Who I hate is the
Okay.
Cowboys. I've always hated the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys, and I hate Bama, and I hate UNC Chapel Hill.
Terrible list
Oh,
of
and
things
Bo
to hate.
Nix.
Oh, and
You
Bo
like
Nix.
winners.
Yep,
You
those are
hate
those are all
winners.
of my top hates right there.
Jeez. UNC Chapel Hill.
Yeah, I'm a Duke fan.
Oh, that's unfortunate. We see you Saturday.
Yeah,
Can't wait for you
we're
to
gonna
catch
win
the
again.
show.
Don't worry.
But you know what I'm
All
saying?
right. Either way, it was all good. I was gonna let y'all finish, but that's next episode. Uh, we got the last one of the last couple of topics out here. WWE Royal Rumble. One
Uh-oh.
word: chaos. You got
Chaos indeed.
surprise entrances, wild eliminations, huge reactions, and moments that shifted the WrestleMania picture. That's exactly why the Royal Rumble is one of the best events of the year. Winner sets the tone for WrestleMania matchups, and this year came with some big implications. Certain superstars walked out looking elevated, while others, not so much. Some booking decisions had the fans arguing immediately. Twitter was on, or X was on fire within seconds, which means they kind of did their job at booking.
Good job.
Here's a
Mhm.
quick summary of the results for the women's Royal Rumble match. Liv Morgan surprises at entry number 14 to win the women's championship. To win the Royal Rumble, her opponent has not been determined yet. She is still figuring it out with Dirty Dom on how they're going to get that done. Gunther defeated AJ Styles, prompting an AJ career-threatening decision for AJ Styles on whether or not he's going to retire or not. Drew McIntyre retains the undisputed title against Sami Zayn. And then for the men's Royal Rumble match, the big dog, the OTC, in God mode himself, acknowledge me.
Gotta acknowledge it.
Roman Reigns
Gotta
wins
acknowledge it.
his second Royal Rumble match to join three other gentlemen and winning two Royal Rumble matches. Well, a lot of other superstars that went in two Royal Rumble matches, but I think he's the third or fourth superstar that is active right now and winning two Royal Rumbles. So, with that being said, we do have a confirmed WrestleMania 42 matchup. It does set up CM Punk versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. It is set as the headline and the main event for WrestleMania 42. So
CM gets his wish.
we are going to ask for the comments. Marv, Jordan, let me know. What do you got? Let's hear about this beef with Roman Reigns.
CM Punk might finally get those ice cream bars he's been wanting for the last
he might
15 years.
On complete honesty, man, I'm gonna be real with you. CM Punk has a history of being that guy who, when you think he's lost, all of a sudden there is the second wind, CM Punk. And then he almost wins. I mean, sometimes it's not always been his cup of tea. But I will tell you this, man. I don't know if I can call who's gonna win soon, but I'm very certain that CM Punk Roman Reigns is going to end up being a top 5 greatest of all time match. And I'll defend that one to the core. I know a lot of people hate the way it was set up. I'm gonna be real and say, of course, we know, and I'm not gonna call him by his wrestler name. I'm gonna call him Mr. Paul Levisk. You know, he's trying to mastermind storylines that work. I think CM Punk and Roman is going to sell itself, so they won't have to do much. But yeah, man, I think that's going to be the match to see. I don't know if we got a winner yet, but that's going to be one for the ages. I do want to say though, just commenting on the weekend as a whole, in the Royal Rumble being as tough as it was, one of my favorite things about Royal Rumble and specifically the women's match is that the most eliminations went to the Lash legend. Shorty recorded 5 eliminations, including the Bella Twins and the Charlotte Flair. And I feel like for somebody who's just cementing herself in the WWE like she is, I think that stat is legendary, man. Real rap. I just wanted to make sure we spoke on it. Them black women are doing their thing. All the women are really doing their thing in the WWE. But this Black History Month, I had to make sure I, set it on camera. I feel like the wave of black excellence is taking over the WWE, and I couldn't be more prouder.
To kind of add on to what he was saying, I remember a few years ago when The Rock, no, it was John Cena had this pipe bomb promo with Roman Reigns, and Cena was pretty much giving him a coaching session live on how to really handle the limelight. And I think this was Roman Reigns' best promo yet.
Oh,
And he had the energy, he had that
he-
fire. Like even seeing some of the snapshots and some of the quotes, he's been studying, and I could tell that he really is embracing the moment now. He understands like this is that time.
Mhm.
And I think everybody in the back is like, finally, what's been taking you so long? And CM Punk is always going to be CM Punk. Like he needs no introduction.
No, he
He
don't.
needs no fanfare. He's going to do what he does. But the fact that he's the champion now is really a testament to, I'll say, is his perseverance, because a lot of times like he's been written off because he was kind of like the outcast or the outlier, the person that
Yeah.
people didn't really like. But his technical game is, I would say, top three
Whew.
out of everybody, because he
Mm.
he can still, was he like 47? He's still
About
the
47.
best of them. I'm not sure Nick opted out because I said top three, but nonetheless, he's up there when it comes to those technical wrestlers. And I think, like Marv said, that Royal Rumble match is going to be one of those ones. I mean, not
It
the
might,
WrestleMania
man.
match. Sorry, it's the Super Bowl of wrestling. So I will definitely be tuned in based off of what I've been seeing.
Whew.
Yeah, they got me back.
47.
They got me back wrestling.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with what WWE/TKO and how they've been working out the product to make it better. I think my question now is, can WrestleMania wow us again? Like that's the thing that I'm really waiting for. I'm waiting for a WrestleMania to really make me be like, yo, if I miss this, then I'm gonna be way out the loop. But I feel like just WWE is just getting back to that feeling. Like at one point in time, there was literally nothing else I could be bothered to do because I had to go home and watch Raw. You know what I'm saying? At one point in time, I was purposefully clearing out my Friday because won't no way in the world I was missing SmackDown. And then, like the original setup of NXT, yo, there was a point in time where NXT was better wrestling and better matches and better promo than the other two shows. Quiet as kept. I just I feel like I need them to continue in that trend. You know what I'm saying? Because like when they peak high, it's really high. But then when it gets low, man, it gets super mid. That's
But
one thing. And then I think the second thing is, so is Gunther now just, is he the world killer? Is he the destroyer of careers? Is that pretty much now what we should expect when somebody's either going to retire or thinking about leaving to go elsewhere? They're going to have to wrestle Gunther, and Gunther's going to destroy their lives. Because I ain't going to hold you. AJ Styles is somebody I respect deeply, and I think he's one of the illest athletes I've seen come across that mat. But man, that man should have tapped, bro. That was a little extreme, man. And just seeing the reactions and just everybody's face as he, like, you seen Gunther just, he destroyed him. Like at what point do we say, is Gunther the real deal, or is he only, like, is Gunther trying to go down what I call the Steve Young path? Because mind you, now if you look at Gunther's big title matches, he ain't lost.
Hmm.
That man gets the championship like shot. He gets the belt look, and I mean, let's not front like he ain't BTA John Cena.
He made him tap out. Like,
that man, that man destroyed that man's life, and then to run it back, AJ Styles, same situation. I mean, at some point, I'm curious to say maybe we should see Roman Reigns and Gunther.
I think we might see Randy Orton before Roman Reigns against Gunther.
Oh man,
If he retires Randy Orton, then it's gonna be one of those things like we have to take it serious. But until then,
would agree.
Until then, I think Gunther's going to Roman Reigns because if you remember early on,
Right.
that Shield, Roman Reigns was
man.
that dude. He struck fear in every single person that was in that ring.
That's such a great storyline, by
Like
the way.
yeah, that Shield, that was something else. And you knew that when they came from the stands, it was their time.
For sure.
And he ascended his way into the big leagues. He had a problem personality wise, and he had health problems, but I'm glad he got past that. But I think Gunther, aside from all that, he's making his name known.
For sure.
And if it continues, if he becomes that legend killer, and if he kills the legend killer, whew,
yeah.
Random
we have some
aside,
problems.
say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah. Hey, look, here's my whole thing. Here's my whole take on it.
But,
I believe, and this is something that I recapped in the last episode.
right.
I believe viewership for WWE has been growing, and I really think a good number of it is because of the evolution of women's wrestling.
Amen.
Like, if we really think about it, the evolution of women's wrestling, and it started with the Four Horsemen,
Yeah.
the WWE. If it wasn't for what they did, we wouldn't be talking about women's wrestling like we're talking about it right now.
I would agree.
So, oh, hold on, my what's called. So that's one thing. So, plus you also got to remember, women in the WWE was known to be divas. They were known to be your bra and panties set. They were running multiple like sexual things, and it helped to bring people into wrestling. But I don't think it helped to keep them there, because once they realized, oh well, this is fake. Like a lot of people just left, and because we watch football all the time for all the gruesome hits and stuff like that. We look at all of that stuff. So now looking into wrestling, like the women brought them there, but it wasn't enough to keep them there. So now with your evolution, you got Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Bayley. When they came on set, they changed the whole landscape. Now, you do have your trailblazers that, of course, help pave the way. Your Trish Stratus, Lita. You have, who else? AJ Lee. Like, they helped transform. They were your pioneers. They helped break the ground for what the Four Horsemen did for WWE. Now, when I mention Four Horsemen, I'm talking about just the females that transitioned from NXT to the WWE, and specifically the four of Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Bayley. Let's also keep in mind that WrestleMania match where the women debut with Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Ronda Rousey, that was one of the best WrestleMania main event matches of all time. Of all time. They delivered a show.
Yeah, they did.
Now, people will disagree, but I believe Becky winning it was one of the best decisions ever. So shout out to the man. But again, they definitely helped to revolutionize, and it helped to bring up viewership in the WWE, because now you have Liv Morgan, who's not only, say, like her storyline, she's with Dirty Dom, and that thing could spark another thing with Rhea Ripley, because Dirty Dom was with Rhea Ripley, but he betrayed Rhea to go with Liv Morgan. And I'm here to tell you, I went back. When I saw that, I went back. I was like, I gotta see this every week.
Every week,
I need to see this. Because Liv Morgan, and technical. She's very technical. And her win in the Royal Rumble was very well deserved because multiple years she went number two, number three, I believe, a year or two. But it's definitely deserved. And I think whoever she chooses, I think she chooses Stephanie Bakir for the Women's Championship on Raw. I do believe it's very well deserved for somebody as with her statue right now.
Yeah, I'm about to say
I do believe
for sure.
I do believe they need to do right by Sasha Banks, but that is another story for another time.
I agree.
But we're gonna go back to Roman Reigns, and then we got to move on to the NBA trade talks because y'all messed this whole thing up, like I said. So Roman Reigns and CM Punk timeline was this storyline coming into fruition is definitely one of the best. I believe that the way he delivered, like you guys said, was top tier. You went to this man and told him you gonna choose him because you hate him?
Hate him.
Hate him? I got WrestleMania 41 aspirations at this point. When Cody Rhodes faced Roman the second time, I got those level of aspirations at this point. Because it's personal.
Oh, yeah.
It's personal at this point. Like, now I'm invested. Like, this storyline has to be great. Like, we don't need all the guest stars and guest appearances. I need a beatdown. I need this thing going back and forth. This needs to be a 45-minute back and forth match between Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Understand, CM Punk has went toe-to-toe with John Cena, arguably one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and went toe-to-toe with this man in his prime.
In his prime.
He went toe-to-toe, I believe, with The Undertaker on numerous occasions. He's went toe-to-toe with some of the most impressive wrestlers of all time and has came out on top. His heel is one of the best as a heel. I believe as a babyface, it might work out. But like I said,
he's
because
there. His heel turn is still untouched. It's arguably top 5, top 10. There is not a lot of guys who can do what that man CM Punk did. And in the process of it, he brought back relevance to a whole different wrestling situation. Because let's be real, were we really caring about what was going on over there at what is it? Was it Impact? No, it's not Impact. It's I hate that I'm messing up their name. Because you know who I'm
AEW?
Thank you, AEW.
Because not when he was over there. Not when he was over there.
I said Impact, and no disrespect to AEW, because what y'all do is quality wrestling as well. It's just that it was, you know, oranges and apples, man, and seeing that man make his return back to a WWE stage, man, like it's been everything the people have desired and wanted for quite some time. The question is now, y'all gotta keep pushing the work out into the streets, man. How can y'all make this story better? Because honestly, I want an old school, them dudes meet at the middle of a bridge and just start fighting, and somebody's car gets pushed over or something, you know? I mean, I'm talking real old school Attitude Era. I wanted like Rock and Stone Cold hate each other, but when they retire down the road, it's nothing but respect. You know what I mean? Like,
I think Paul Heyman plays a part in this because keep in mind he's the common denominator in all of this. So Paul Heyman, especially being a great booker himself and understanding how 5-star matches go, I think he plays the most critical part of all. But I don't want him to be the reason why the match ends. Like, I want him to be involved, but I don't want him to be the reason the match ends, if that makes sense.
No, I definitely get it. He's very overly involved, but that's his angle. That's his MO.
We got to move on because we got to get to the rest of the trades in the NBA because somebody got stuck on this man, James Harden, too much. I'm not mentioning no names, Marv. But we also have some other key trades that happened throughout the league. The Grizzlies. We're going to switch gears back to the NBA. The Grizzlies pretty much hit a reset, trading away Jaren Jackson Jr., John Concher, Jock Landale, and Vince Williams Jr. to the Jazz. The Bulls, Pistons, and the Wolves did a three-team trade. Jaden Ivey and Mike Conley Jr. to the Bulls. Kevin Huerter and Dario Saric went to the Pistons. The Bulls Celtics, Simmons went to the Bulls. Vujovic to the Celtics. Hawks Blazers, it's Krejci to the Trail Blazers. And then, of course, the Cavs, Kings, and Bulls three-man trade as well. Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder to the Cavs. DeAndre Hunter to the Kings. And then Saric and assets to the Bulls. So which trade shocked you the most? And of course, we can't say which team won the deadline because the obvious answer is going to be technically the Cavs because of the James Harden breaking news. So, Mike, I want to kind of lead you on, let you lead first because we kind of left you on the dark in the WWE, and I apologize for that. But, Mike, lead us off on these trade talks. Deadline is Thursday. What's going on?
The funny part is I speak WWE, but y'all always have some on-point takes. I know y'all are more passionate about it, so I was just letting y'all rock. Sometimes you gotta let them cook, you gotta let the chef cook. Right?
Hey.
So, for me, I think that I'll probably answer the question differently because you know me, I'm probably always going to answer the question differently. What I'll tell you is not the trade that surprised me the most, but the trade that I think is going to matter the most to me is the Jaren Jackson trade. Him going to the Jazz, they're building up. I was just looking this up on ESPN. They're building up a team of giants. Like they have multiple 7-footers on this squad now. Now the interesting part is just kind of a spacing perspective how they're going to operate. But
Right.
they have a team that can compete in the front court with anybody and competitive on the wings. Now the question is who's their one guard, right? I'm not really, too sure who their one is. I'm not even too sure honestly who their two is. But on their team they have Filipowski, they've got Jaren Jackson, and then they've got two other 7-footers or almost 7-footers there. So I think that they're going to be a really interesting team to watch. The only problem that the Utah Jazz run into is that they play in the West, and I have the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the West and winning the West easily. Not as
Damn.
easy as they could have, but easily enough. I think they're the most talented team. I think the record shows that. I think that they're already the defending champions. SGA is playing at an all-star level. All NBA level, and they have the depth there. Where other than the Thunder, I think they match up well with anybody, and I think they're one of the teams to watch from this trade deadline. So that's just my take. But I'll pass it to y'all.
Jordan, you're up next.
All right. We need to put out an APB for John Morant because I don't know where he's at. Hopefully not messing with any firearms. So I pray he's not messing with any firearms. Because he
Right.
hasn't been playing. So I need Memphis to get him out of his misery and trade him because they've done everything else. They have a clear reset. So they're going as with Walter Clayton Jr. from Florida. They're going with Cedric Coward, who's a sharpshooter, and they're going with Zach Edey as their center. That's their nucleus. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. They're a project now. The Jazz, they they got their front court stronger, but they still haven't really done anything to make me convince or to convince me that they're legit. I don't see anything yet. That's still a few years down the line too. But they're better than the Grizzlies right now. With their Markkanen, with Kessler, and with Triple J, they have a legit front court in the West, a young legit front court for years to come. So they'll be fine. As far as the trade that shocked me the most, it wasn't the Bulls who got Jaden Ivey because the Bulls have too many guards, and they need to be on guard because they're about to lose. They lost Vucevic, Nikola Vucevic. That's my shock. They traded Vucevic to the Celtics for Anthony Simons.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what deal Brad Stevens did with the devil to get Vucevic for basically nothing for a bag of chips
You know,
because Vucevic is the center that the Celtics needed. They always seem to get the trade value that they need. And their cap, I don't know, their cap seems to be horrible because they have Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, both $300 million players. So I'm still trying to figure out where in the world they get the cap space for that. It bothers me, but then at the same time it amazes me because I'm not a Celtics fan, but I know plenty of them. They sitting pretty right now with a front court that can wreak some havoc in the West. They're third. I mean, it's in the East. Wow, my bad. They're third in the East with Jason Tatum out.
with Jason Tatum.
So God forbid that he gets a chance to play this season in the late part of the close to the playoffs. They can make a run to the NBA Finals. I don't think that's going to happen, but they have the nucleus. I mean, shout out to Joe Mazzulla for being the coach that he is. He's the Kawhi Leonard of coaching. Um, shout out to I need shout out to the Jazz for what they did. They need to give Mike Conley that buyout so he can ride out into the sunset as either a Grizzly or whatever team he wants to compete with. I'm just waiting for the John Morant trade. I'm waiting for whatever they want to do with Giannis. Though those are my two alerts right now because I haven't heard anything yet. We got 2 days left, and it's always the last day where the chaos really ensues.
Yeah, man. And so that being said, I actually, I gotta agree with you. I don't feel like I've gotten a shocking trade yet. Because I think for me, the shocking trade is going to be whoever lands Giannis and, his best friend, aka his Build-A-Bear, aka his biggest cheerleader, aka the guy who's constantly putting the Energizer Bunny battery in his back. Thanasis. I'm not gonna go into my whole entire speech, but just understand Thanasis has less points per game than multiple people. Smush Parker, Kwame Brown, and a host of other people. But I'm not going to do it because I don't want to take the crash out trophy this time, though I'm very highly motivated and tempted to.
I'll put
But
it to you
all
like
I'm going
this.
to say,
Do
all
it.
I'm going to say is I need these trades to mean something after All-Star break is over. So that's really what this is. Like we're getting this influx of trading before All-Star break. Because soon as the trades are done this week, next weekend, everybody's gonna be chilling, hanging out. Oh, we're frenzies. It's All-Star game.
Kumbaya.
Oh, kumbaya. We're all cool. And then after that, it's gonna be all right. I hate all y'all. I hope the most of y'all don't even make the playoffs. And then for y'all who go to the play-in, I'm gonna try to eliminate you. And I'm not mad at that energy. I just I think the only trade that's maybe surprising might be James Harden. But in the grand scheme of things, if I'm being ever so honest, James Harden and Darius Garland being traded is actually a more even deal than people might want to realize. And I can give credit where credit is due.
Who still wants to go to Cleveland?
Bro,
James Harden.
you got chill.
I mean,
You gotta chill,
he had no
bro.
choice. That was the only viable option they had. But still, who wants to go to Cleveland? But
James Harden.
anyway,
So
Dennis Schroeder.
all I'll say on that note is James Harden obviously felt like being a Cavalier was the move. Let's see what happens.
I want to say something though. I gotta say because Marv mentioned the Thanasis Antetokounmpo. He has only 1.4 points for his career. He has one more point than me, and I had never went on the court. You know how bad that is as a career player to have 1.4 points per game? I don't know. I mean, we had to talk about this earlier offline, and it was just a straight ether session on Thanasis. We compared different people. We compared Kwame Brown to Thanasis, and Kwame Brown had 6 points. That's still insane to me. The Warriors had a package potentially for the whole Bucks roster in trading for Thanasis, Giannis, and Gary Harris. And he almost had a conniption because Thanasis was on there.
Let me be very clear, internet, because y'all just meeting me today. And so, hello. Hi, how are you? My name is Marvin. And Marvin only, holds a few things dear. One of those things being the Golden State Warriors. At no point in time does blowing up the nucleus of the Golden State Warriors just so that we could have Giannis Antetokounmpo and Thanasis on the team and an old head Gary Harris who's barely, barely measuring up to his normal stats of putting up at minimum. That man used to put up 20 something per game. Now that man's putting up a smooth, like what, 10, if that? Michael Dunleavy Jr., if this video makes it to you, please don't make any more conversations with the Milwaukee Bucks. Leave them boys alone. Let them do whatever they are trying to do with LA. Send that package to LA and leave us out of it. There are better landing places for Draymond. If the issue is you finally being done with Dre and his antics, okay, cool. Get it. I get it. It's a lot when every time you want to play a defensive set, your guy's getting texts and then getting kicked out the game. But I swear to God, if that man Thanasis Antetokounmpo gets a Warriors jersey, the level of vitriol and anger that you are going to face, sir, from allowing a professional cheerleader to join the ranks of the premier team of the Bay Area of California. Mike, just move on from the deal, man. Don't even entertain it, bro. Like I'm so bothered by the fact that I was looking at the numbers percentage just 20 minutes ago, and they are talking about there is now a 50% chance that Giannis and his brother could end up being members of the Golden State Warriors, which makes absolutely no sense because why did we start building young? Like, this is not like Giannis being a part of the team sounds great in the interim, but he, friends, is an older gentleman. And I ain't saying he on the twilight of his years, but the thing about it is he's made it very clear that he's not going to a team without bringing his brother. Friends, if you trying to figure out a new language and you buy Dora the Explorer, but decide that you can't get Dora without boots, then maybe the cost is too high. Maybe we don't need to pay this. Maybe, just maybe, we need to sit down and figure out what the actual issues are going on in the Bay. For example, as to why it seemed like we just the play-in Warriors, but I'm not even going to get into that thing and how I feel like I don't understand how we find ourselves in the play-in for the last 2, 3 seasons. But I'll save that crowd shot for another time. Michael Dunleavy Jr., sir, please avoid this trade. Please avoid this
Golden
trade.
State, if
Bro,
you could hear
y'all are
me
not about to
from the
bait me
depths
into crashing.
of
Don't do it.
airwaves,
Don't
do
do
your
it.
thing. Internet, do your thing. If
Internet,
it
Marv,
happens,
you ain't see, I don't know if you saw the chat, but I had a couple of things I heard. Like for example, I heard they already got a house in the Bay.
bro,
I heard the
bro,
Nasus is replacing Draymond in the starting lineup. I
bro.
heard that they was trading Steph for the Nasus and the Greek Freak.
Y'all have to make me flip stuff, bro. I'm trying my best to be calm.
Yeah.
Do not, I repeat, do not send this man to the Bay for no reason. Not the West Coast Bay, not the Chesapeake Bay, no Old Bay seasoning,
Not
no
Hurricane
Old
Chris, A
Bay
baby.
Babs, no A Bay Bay, not at all. No Hurricane Chris involved.
No
I
salt.
don't want no
No
Old
bay.
Bay chips. Don't give me no crab chips, none of this. You keep him away from all the bays. I don't even want him learning Spanish alphabets. No, I bay say that. No, none of it. Keep that man out of the bay. Send him to where he wants to go. Because
They,
according to the NBA streets, he wants to be in LA. So send him there.
Marv, I think they
Kind of
said they
trying
they
over
was
there.
giving I heard they was giving Thanasis Steph's shoe deal too, just as like a signing bonus.
A shoe deal for what? He sits on the bench. He doesn't play.
Because Thanasis is back. You got to remember Thanasis is back.
The bench ones.
And where did he
They,
go?
they said he was giving taking away Steph's shoe deal, so they was
And
replacing him.
Oh,
and so where did Thanasis go? Where did he run off to?
To the Bay.
Bayport Bank?
Bayside.
Listen, it could be
Bayside High
Bayport.
School?
It could be Bayport, Bayside, Bay Area, A Bay Bay. And then he going to the Warriors. Might as well get ready to get your jersey.
Bruh,
I'm,
if this man lands,
bro, I'm gonna buy you a Thanasis jersey, bro. I know you want one, bro.
if this man, if this man ends up anywhere near the
Who's Warriors?
doggone Golden State Warriors, we are gonna start an episode with me doing a full 15-minute crash out. Because there's
Oh,
no way
God.
on God's green earth you're going to explain to me that somebody who shoots 1.4 points per. Break this down, people.
Oh, God.
How do you shoot 1.4 points per game? How?
Ooh.
What shot is that?
Mm-mm-mm.
Is that a bank shot and then you catch the ball before the ball goes in the rim?
Oh, God.
Is that a free throw? Like what shot is this? Obviously not a three because a 3-point shot is 3 points. What shot are you shooting that is 1.4? Like, and talking about a shoe deal, what this man, he gonna stand? He passing out water? Because he ain't good enough to pass out no Gatorade. And they ain't got no body armor deal because they in Milwaukee.
He's gonna
He got the Jesus walks on. He got the Jesus walks. That's what his shoe is gonna
Must
be.
be. Man, ugh, that man
Listen,
has
to
no business.
to
No business.
Thanasis, I like to let it be known. I ain't tall enough that I ain't got no smoke in the game. I don't. You got to answer to that man up there. I'm a Lakers fan.
I'm a
I'm
Giannis
just
guy.
hoping. I'm just hoping LeBron does something great by the time he
Thanasis
retires.
Antetokounmpo, if you want to have a conversation about this weekend, but please avoid the Bay. Don't bring yourself over here. We don't need it.
Bro,
We
I thought
we need guys who are willing to put in the work, who want to be warrior lifers and want to help us get this front court together so we can get back to championship building and winning. Thanasis, you got to play in the game to play, let alone to have on a shoe. And having your brother's shoe just don't count because it's your brother's shoe. And you the oldest. So the fact that your little brother beat you to a shoe is insane as is. But like I said, we're not gonna crash. We avoiding that today. I'm gonna go ahead and just transition off the microphone. Um, Bay Area to all the Warriors fans, Dub Nation. We're in the building. I have on my Giant stuff today, but next time I will be dubbed out. So You already know what it is, folks.
Ooh. All right.
The Nationals
That's our
don't
whistle
come
for
over
the
here.
game. But the game never really ends. Thank you for spending time with us, sharing your opinions, passion, and a love for the sport that goes beyond the scoreboard. Hashtag the Nationals to the Warriors 2026. If you like what you heard, subscribe, follow, join the conversation. Until next time, vote for that Crash King. Stay competitive, stay curious, keep loving the game. This is Squad Sportcast. We'll see you on